Hi everyone, today we are going to be talking all about the Nira devices, both the tried and tested and loved by so many Nira Precision and the brand new Nira Pro. Now, if you already have the Nira Precision, do you actually need to buy the Nira Pro? And if you've never tried either of these devices before, but you want to give them a go, which one would I suggest you purchase first? Do you need both of these in your life? Or just one? I'm going to be answering all of those questions today. I'm also going to be going through how to use the devices, how I would use the devices, how long you need to use the devices for, when you will see the results, and who they are best for. So we're going to get straight on with it. If you're new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new content on YouTube every single week. I would love it if at some point in this video, if you are finding it helpful, please consider clicking on the like button, the subscribe button, and that notification bell. So I'm going to try and answer as many questions as physically possible during this video, whilst also trying to keep it short and sweet. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will have not only a better understanding of the device, but also a better understanding of whether it will be right for you and whether you want to buy it or not. So I'd like to thank Nira for sponsoring this video today. Let's get on with it. So both the Nira Pro and the Precision use non-fractional laser technology, which is incredibly quick and very simple to use. There is a difference in size of head on each device. The Nira Pro has a larger head, so it can treat a larger area with one pulsation, whereas the Nira Precision has a more precise, a smaller head, meaning it's great to treat those hard to treat areas like around the eyes. Each laser pulse heats up the dermis of the skin, creating a controlled heat injury, which then sends the body into repair overdrive, inducing mass collagen and elastin production, which ends up plumping the skin, smoothing wrinkles and texture, firming sagging skin, and it can also decrease acne scarring and improve skin tone. So are both of these devices pain-free? Well, Nira would say yes. I would say it depends on the individual, it depends how you use the devices, and also the area that you're treating, because different areas of the face, the neck, the chest, the backs of the hand are different sensitivities. So certain areas you'll find are slightly more painful than others. And in those areas, you need to turn the intensity of the device down to make sure that it's comfortable for you. Because if you're finding these painful in any way, you're not going to want to use them. You're not going to look forward to using them. And in that case, you're not going to be consistent with them. And consistency is the key with both of these. So find the intensity level, and there are 5 of them to choose from on both of the devices that you can cope with, that is comfortable to use, and stick with that. And if you're finding it slightly painful, turn that intensity down. On the topic of pain, I think this is probably because the head of the Nira Precision is smaller. I find the Nira Precision slightly more intense in certain areas than I do the Nira Pro. I find the Nira Pro completely pain-free. I can use this all over on level 5. No issues whatsoever. Whereas some areas on my face, I can't use the Nira Precision on level 5. So, I mean, if you're the same, if you've used both of these and you have the same opinion as me, do let me know. But I do think the Nira Pro is slightly more comfortable to use with the intensities. I can really up the intensity on this one, whereas I have to stick to around between 3 and 5, depending on the area, and also depending on what time of the month it is for me, because if I'm quite hormonal, my skin is more sensitive. So depending on what time in the month it is, depends on what level of intensity I can go to, especially on the Nira Precision. A couple of differences I've noticed with both of these devices. The Nira Precision has a little button on the front of the device. That button is to trigger the laser. So every time you want the laser to fire, you have to press the button, which is great because you can be precise and no mistakes are made, especially around that delicate eye area. I think it's really important. On the Nira Pro, that's not necessary. As soon as the Nira Pro hits the skin and creates a seal, the laser fires automatically. You'll also hear two beeps. One beep is when the laser is ready to fire. The second beep is when the laser has fired. And on the Nira Precision, those beeps are slightly closer together. So to do a small area, it's actually really quite quick. Whereas on the Nira Pro, it's a slightly lengthier process. There's a bigger gap in between the two beeps. But because of the size of the head, still super quick to do the entire face. So how do you use both of these bits of kit and how do you fit them in to your everyday skincare routine? Well, you can use them in the morning or in the evening. I like to use mine in the morning because my evening skincare routine is a little bit lengthier and I like to keep everything short and sweet. So I do mine in the morning, but it really doesn't matter. What does matter is you need to make sure that your skin is thoroughly cleansed. So I like to cleanse my skin and then pat it dry, make sure it is 100% dry, and then start my laser treatment. So firstly, select the intensity level that is comfortable for you. Again, both of these devices have 5 levels to choose from. I like to start with level 3 and go up and down from there on. So to use both of these devices, you have to rest the head on the skin until you hear the 2 beeps. The second beep signifies that the area has successfully been treated. You then lift the device, move it onto the next area that you want to treat, and do the same thing all over again. Both of these devices are wireless, which is great for me because I'm incredibly clumsy, so it just means that I can do this procedure without getting tangled up in loads of wire. It also means it's incredibly convenient to use. You can do this in your bathroom. As long as you've got a mirror, you can do this practically anywhere. You can be sat up in bed, you can be sat on the sofa watching TV, you can take it anywhere. So how often do you need to use these devices to see results? Well, at least 5 times a week, and I would suggest you use them 7 days a week. Get into the habit of using them every single day, and you have a better chance of seeing the results as time goes on. If you cannot commit to using these at least 5 days a week, then you are not going to see the benefits as quickly as somebody who is using them every day, and you may be disappointed. So I wouldn't suggest you spend your money if you cannot commit to using these at least 5 nights a week. And again, I would suggest you use them every single day. So how long does it take to complete each treatment? Well, this is the good thing. Yes, you have to use it every day, but it is incredibly quick. For the Nira Precision, I would say between 2 and 4 minutes, and that is a really conservative estimate. It's gonna take you longer in the beginning as you're getting used to the device, but once you're used to it, 2 minutes, I would say, to do the delicate eye area and you're away. So very little time spent on the treatment at all. With the Nira Pro, it depends on what areas you want to treat. Again, it's going to take you longer right at the very beginning when you're getting used to it, but once you get your speed up and you find the pattern that you want, and you don't have to follow my pattern that I use. I just have a certain pattern that I do to make sure that I don't miss any spots. But once you find your routine and the pattern, it's incredibly quick. So I would say between 3 and 10 minutes, depending on the areas that you want to treat. And 10 minutes, I would say, is for the full face, the neck, the chest, and also the backs of the hands. Now, this is why I thought that you all would be really interested in this device, because it's not a one-trick pony. The Nira Precision does slightly less. It works in exactly the same way, but really, it does those hard to reach areas, and if you're wanting to do the entire face, you can, but it's gonna take you a really, really long time because of the size of the Precision head. Whereas this one does so much. You can use this around the eye area. It's slightly more challenging around those hard to reach areas, so that's why I love my Precision, but it does multiple areas, so you can not only do the entire face, but you can also treat the neck, which I know a lot of you really want to see improvements in that area, the neck and the chest, but you don't have the equipment to be able to do that with, and that is where this comes in. So you can also do the backs of the hands as well. I tend not to do my chest area, and I haven't shown you the chest area in my example, my demonstration, but you use it exactly the same there as you would the face and the neck and the backs of the hands. One major thing that I would urge you to do if you are going to try either of these, and that is take before pictures, because the results are subtle at first and you won't notice because you see yourself in the mirror every single day. It's more likely that a friend or a family member that you haven't seen for a while, if you bump into them on the street, they will notice before you've noticed. They will definitely notice the improvements in your skin before you do. So I definitely urge that you take those before pictures, because if you don't see visible results within that 90 days, it can be a little soul destroying. So it's good to look back on the before pictures so that you can really see those subtle differences that it's achieving, those results within that time frame. That brings me perfectly on to the next question. How long will it take you to see the results? Well, again, this is going to be different per person. Some people will see results earlier than others. I would say between 60 and 120 days as a rule. Nira would say 90 days, which is why they have given you a 90-day trial. If you don't see results, if you're not happy with the device within that 90-day term, you can return it and get your money back. I mean, they are so confident you are going to be happy with the devices that they are giving that to you. You can use the device for up to 90 days. If you don't like it, you can return it. But I would say as a rule of thumb for seeing the results, between 60 and 120 days. So is it just the device that you have to purchase, or do you have to continuously purchase some sort of cream, lotion, potion, medium to use in conjunction with the device? Well, Nira do a hyaluronic acid serum, which is beautiful, but you don't need to use anything alongside the devices. I would definitely recommend that you try the hyaluronic serum because it's beautiful. It really is. It sinks in very nicely and it doesn't leave any tacky residue, which some other hyaluronic acid serums do. And if you don't try this one, I would definitely recommend that you use some sort of hydrating serum to really boost the results after using the device. So I would definitely say one is better than none, but this is a beautiful one. So who will benefit from using either of these and who are they suitable for? Now, Nira say that these are suitable for all skin types. I would recommend that if you do have a pre-existing condition, you ask your doctor about using these before you start your treatment. I would recommend that for any device, not just these, just to be safe, just to be on the safe side. These are going to be great for anybody that can be consistent. If you don't have the motivation to be consistent, I wouldn't waste your money because you do have to spend the time every single day to get those results, but the results will not fade quickly. Obviously, the results, if you do stop using either one of these, the results will fade over time as your natural collagen and elastin production depletes as we get older. So you are going to see a decline in the plumpness and the wrinkle smoothing if you stop using these, but it's a gradual decline. It's not like some other pieces of kit that as soon as you stop using them within a week, everything goes back to normal. The Nira Pro is also going to be great for anybody that already has the precision but doesn't want to spend the time on the precision doing the entire face. The Nira Pro has been tried and tested on all areas, so the face, the neck, the chest, and the backs of the hands, and it would take a really long time to do those areas with the Nira Precision, and you're probably going to miss quite a lot of spots as well with the head being so small. The Nira Pro does it all for you in a really speedy, quick time frame. So do you need both of these? If you already have the Precision, should you go and get the Pro as well? And if you don't have either of these, which one would I suggest that you buy first? Well, That depends on what area is your problem area, which areas are you wanting to treat. If you already have the precision and your problem area is only around the eyes, if you're not interested in treating the rest of the face, if you're not interested in going down the neck, the chest, or the backs of the hands, which you can do with this, but it would take you a really, really long time, you don't need the Pro. If you're not interested in doing any other areas other than the eyes, you will be wasting your money on this, because if you're only going to do it around the eye area, you're doing pretty much the same thing as the Precision, and I think the Precision does around the eyes better than the Pro because it's smaller and you can get into those really hard to reach areas like the inner corner and right underneath that lash line, which it's more difficult with the Pro to do those areas. If you're wanting to do the rest of the face, the neck, the chest, the backs of the hands, I definitely recommend the Pro because it's so quick, so easy, so simple to use and very effective. If you haven't got either of these, I would definitely recommend you go for the Pro first because it's more versatile and it can treat more areas in a very fast time frame. Unless you're only wanting to treat around the eyes, and again, if you're only wanting to treat the eye area, the Precision every time for me. So if you are wanting to try either the Nira Precision or the Nira Pro, Nira have a 4th anniversary sale going off at the moment. It runs from the 16th of August all the way through to the 20th of August. You can get 20% off the Nira Precision products during that sale. And if you use my code and also my link, which I will put in the description box, you can also get 20% off the Nira Pro products as well. So I'm not quite sure whether you can buy either of these from the Nira website if you live in the UK, and I will find out for you before this video goes live, and hopefully we'll put something on the screen around about here, just letting you know if that is possible. If it's not possible, I will put a link in the description box letting you know where you can actually get these from. So just click on the link, it will take you straight through to the website. So that's it for this video. I really hope you found it helpful in some way. Whether that way be that I've completely dissuaded you from trying one of these devices altogether, you know you cannot be consistent, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you know, so be it. Or whether that way be that you now cannot wait to get your hands on one of these and try the Nira 90-day trial. Either way, I have done my job successfully. So do let me know what you've thought about the content in this video in the comment section. Hope you've enjoyed it and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.